The Bible does
That
condone
does not
slavery.
mean that
told
I
slaves
agree
to
with
obey-
instituting slavery.
But
Of
that's
course
not what I said.
Of
I
course
said the
not.
Bible condones slavery. You said no, it doesn't. I brought
It
the passage
doesn't.
where Paul says, "Slaves, obey your masters."
It
You said,
doesn't.
"I agree with the Bible."
He does
You
not
see
say in the
circular
book of
logic,
Philemon.
right?
In the book of Philemon, what happens in the book of Philemon? Do you know?
I'm asking you to. I gave
What
you a
happens
passage.
in the book of Philemon?
Hold on. You are very good at this. You keep moving the goalposts. Okay.
How am I moving the
The
goalposts? We're
claim
still
you
talking about
made
slavery.
was that the
I have
Bible does not
allowed you to go
condone
around
slavery.
and around about slavery.
I'm not gonna let it go. Paul says slaves to obey your masters.
Yes.
Do you agree with
and
Paul on
wives
that?
submit to their husbands, and this is all in the context
Okay,
of children
so the
submitting to their fathers. That does
Great.
not mean that as an institution that he is condoning slavery. He's saying it's good. I think we can read
Paul-
God's heart
slavery
behind
was-
that.
Well, that's a deep
that
interpretation. That's not in the text.
What was not in the
Well,
text?
like I said, I'm going to hammer it again. Paul
He's not
says,
saying that slavery is good.
Paul knew
You
what was
think that
going on. He
is?
could have condemned it.
You
Yes.
think he's saying that slavery
Absolutely,
is good?
because Paul's a
okay,
part of
let's
this
talk
time.
about a different kind of slavery that existed, which was bondservant, for example. So people were in debt, and so to pay their way out of debt, sometimes they would have bond service for a certain amount of time to pay their way into freedom. It was not always the same as the chattel slavery that we see in the 19th century in America, for example.
Yep.
And so it was a different context. And it was a different time. That does not mean that any of us should condone slavery.
All I want to
because
say
we
is that
shouldn't.
you perfectly gave the framework for why we don't believe that homosexuality in the Bible is the same thing as it is
But
today.
we see